So you from Talking Loads, it's great to see him make the World Finals. Fantastic stuff. As our first map and mode will be shortly underway. Layer Kick and Bounty. A slight lead in terms of the predictions on events.brawlstars.com in favor of Rejects, but it's only by 20%.
It's tough to predict too. I mean, all of us in the casting guess going with Heretics, and at least for me personally, it's kind of relying on the EMEA region as a whole. I believe in the players themselves from Team Heretics. Just a year ago, iChaos buried 2 of the 3 members of Reject. Lana, a longtime standing player. Zar has placed second on the world stage before. If there's any team that has the ice in their veins to bounce back, it's this team on the left.
Bans are already in. A lot of aggression banned out by both sides. I see Doug banned out together with Shade. Shade double ban and Ellie out of the way as well. Kaza left open and immediately picked up here. And this strat is a strat to just pick up Blue Star at the beginning and then lean back. Try to farm your supers. What I'm looking out for is gonna be Gene. Good on every single bounty map, and here slid through the bans.
Yeah, I'm looking for Meeple. I'm looking also for Ruffs here. I think Ruffs will be quite a safe starting hand here for Team Heretics if they wish to go for that idea, but certainly aggression is going to be in the back of their minds. Meeple, yeah, it kind of has to be for me. It's that brawler which has just risen so much. And what a beautiful play, might I add, in that last match where Lukey went through the wall at just the nick of time. That was absolutely unreal. So very much has got the escape maneuvering also.
Curious if somebody like an Ollie comes in to pair alongside this. I just think going health points into something like a Kaze makes a lot of sense. Hyank, kind of a similar mentality though, right? Not necessarily the brawler I 100% expected here, but I think that's only because I'm so used to seeing it in something like a band stage. I do think that's one of the names that definitely escaped through the cracks.
So far, no throwers on either side. Hick is going to be left open here. Larry and Lori, technically an option here as well. Let's see if one of those two will find their way into the draft still, or if both just going to keep going with this super aggressive approach here. Hank and Meeple, of course, is going to be the comps you play. With the mention of Meeple, you want to have either a thrower or a Hank on your side.
Yeah, there's the Gene. Great shout from you, Sonny. I'm looking here for as well for like a Squeak or like a Ollie for me. I think the Ollie would be good to have on the side of Reject to have 2 aggressive brawlers, but equally so for Team Heretics. As I'm looking at that Kaze, it's pretty nasty. It's going to do pretty poorly into Hank, however. So I think if Team Heretics can utilize that and ensure that the Hank is staying healthy for the majority of the time, it'll go quite a long way. Sometimes, you know, Bell gets quite a good amount of play on this particular map, but it's a bit safe for me. However, the mark could come in handy. There is the Squeak that I was looking for. I think it's a pretty decent brawler to add to the comp.
Good shout by you. I'm curious how they respond with this. Willow's kind of on my mind here, to be honest with you, just given the compositions, a thrower over those walls, somebody that can get the mind control as well. Pretty lethal on this map, and especially considering that there are 2 brawlers already banned in the thrower category, it's just a real tough one to kind of deal with, especially when you can just sit back, be passive, you can play well alongside that Hank. Of course, Meeple, if they box you in, now you have Hank plus a thrower to get through that mansion of Meeple.
Willow is certainly not the worst of shouts, actually. Quite kind of rare to see on Layer Cake, but it can get some good results. So the mind control, of course, you know, especially when you're in that back spawn area. Great to be able to deflate the situation and just take over your opposition, send them straight back to spawn. It can also bring you closer towards your teammates and ensure this with takedowns when the mind control is over. So I quite like it. I haven't seen it for a while here, so I'm kind of curious to see how it will play out. But certainly with the Meeple combination, I mean, with that gadget, the Mansions of Meeple combined with the Willow, that's going to get a lot of value.
2 high caliber teams find themselves on the lower bracket on day number 1. A number 3 seed, historic players on the Team Heretics side, and on the other end, spunky upstarts like Batman looking to take their first on the world stage. Gonna be a tight one here. Team Heretics immediately claiming positioning. Blue Star with the side of Reject, though. They're slowly gonna try and inch their way up. Team Heretics have to play offense.
Zar just healing up, allowing Lenan to make the push. They don't want to feed into Batman too much. Try to ensure that he does not get the magic hand, as the Hank will be very good up close and personal, but certainly here's a great gadget. Lenan can get some value with that Squeak super. It's going to be able to deflate it slightly.
Too much distance to overcome. Oh, and a nasty pull there, I believe. Nicely done by Batman to claim the first kill of this set. Shu with the Blue Star, typically the aggressive brawler, whether it be daggers, whether it be sliding in your face. They want to be in the action. Now they're going to be taking off down the middle of the map. Shu looks for one, going for a second to plunge into the underneath. Not enough though. Shu will escape and give themselves 7 stars.
Yeah, not much Lenan could do there realistically. I mean, just below being 1,000 HP, can't leave the Fanstorm, so did his best, slowed along the way, a very tough position to find himself in. but Reject are gaining momentum massively slow. 10 stars to only 2, and the blue in their favor. Batman has got yet another magic hand. We're going to miss this time as Zara evades it. But now the Manchester Meeple ensures the takedown, bringing the stars the way of Heretics.
It truly is a free kill, especially alongside Hank, but it's just the distance they have to cover. Batman has done a great job of getting that poke damage. Constant pressure. Squeak from the distance can operate, and of course, if they need to get their hands dirty, they're going to send Shu.
I have a charge here for Melty. It might come at just the right time. He will fall, however. The connections aren't great. Zara slowed, but there's another gadget taken away by the invulnerability there of Melty. 5 seconds on the clock. Melty might fall here. Is there enough time? That is the question. Heretics get 10, but Reject stay firm with 12. Reject will take the first game.
Really well executed out of Reject. I thought a solid composition on the left-hand side from Team Heretics, so they're certainly earning this one. The one lack in composition that I do see, sure, Zara's a single-shot brawler, medium range though. Hank, definitely not a long-range brawler when you burst this bubble, and of course Willow only has so far she can throw. So I think all that distance to cover is really important. I think this is a team that doesn't necessarily want to be hyper-aggressive on the early game. They're a little uncomfortable in these spots where they're down 1 star and Reject has claimed it early.
Shu grabs that blue star, no surprises there. A tap from Chaos. Keep the poison trickling in, but it is just the blue for now. Rejecting that's enough to go back to the spawn with their comp. I don't mind it. Again, last time round, Team Heretics fed Batman far, far too quickly. They can't afford to do that. That gene is a great maneuvering ability to be able to ensure a swift and early takedown.
Ooh, Zara taking some heat right now. Has to recover. About 2,200 HP will keep him afloat. The Batman there on the left-hand side. Shu swiping away. It's Melty, migrate, left-hand side. Lana diving in, super available. Does rotate it out, falls though. Shu available. Melty low HP as well, but Chaos can't land the final marker. Reject clustered in the back of their spawn, but Team Heretics are on the hunt.
That could have been a healthy 5 stars over if Chaos was able to land the double connection, but credit to Reject. They're keeping hot on their toes. Batman now has that magic hand though. Zara's forced back. Can't afford to go on the aggressive here. It's just a 2-star lead for Reject, and there's the connection. Zara falls swiftly, and already Reject are cooking.
Nasty work out of Reject. Great magic hand to claim an insta-kill. That's one of the things you have to look out for, even against someone like Nana. You have to tread a little lightly, but especially onto those other sides. If you can get a 3v1 situation, you'll take that any time at a professional level.
I want to see more from this mind control of Chaos. It's a great gadget. Batman will fall now, for sure. He did earn a hypercharge before it. That will be coming back in. There's just a 1 star now as 15 seconds on the clock. Batman is in a great spot, but Shu comes in. Very on the aggressive, too much so. Stars hands it over. Zara goes in as well. That's just fed over a lot more stars. Can Lanang find something here? Not going to happen. Surely Reject will stay firm. A scrappy end to an otherwise pretty composed set for Reject. They take it.
East Asia's number 2. Grab set number 1 in a shocker. Team Heretics just haven't found a consistent stride here on day number 1. And on the world stage, you can't afford to take breaths. There's no room for error, and unfortunately for them, they find themselves at a deficit early once again in their match number 2.
A bit confused towards the end there, honestly, because Heretics did gain the lead, just kind of went in a bit too overly aggressive towards the end, where I think they could have had a moment there to take a breath and maybe start to retreat back, but nonetheless, Reject needs to have that early start. I'm a bit disappointed so far by Team Heretics. They just look really off their game at the moment.
I mean, the entire casting desk picked them. I believe around 40% it was. Ended up picking Heretics as well. Look, they may be the number 3 team out of EMEA, but when you look at the names, the legacies that these players have built, it would be a shocker if they went home on day 1, especially as the higher EMEA seed on the day. They already lost EMEA's number 7. That's a wound that they've already taken. But now to have a battle scar of going down to somebody like Reject and going 0-2 at the world stage would be devastating for them. This is uncharted territory. We've never been this close to having iChaos. Players like Lana go down this early.
It's honestly unexpected, but I think it raises the question of like, how unpredictable is this World Finals going to be? And that on
Spoiler alert.
Side of the, that excites me. It does. I think it's a great, healthy thing for the industry. So I'm kind of all for it, as crazy as it might be. I mean, day 1 just has not gone the way that I expected, and I love it for that very reason.
I like being right. I love being wrong when it comes to watching Brawl Esports. And today, I've been really wrong. Just like many of you all at home, but it just means that we are in store for something special in this 2025 World Finals. Reject, of course, kicking off this match with a 1-0 lead. Team Heretics still have it in them. Layer Cake, a very different map than our next one upcoming. Dueling Beetles, certainly something different. Definitely has a change of pace in terms of meta, playstyle, and things like that. I really enjoy watching Hot Zone in general right now, and I think somebody like Pam, especially on this map, is going to show up for sure.
Yeah, it was always probably one of their best maps, let's be honest, and I love Dueling Beetles. I mean, it's kind of one of those maps that's so hard to retake. Maybe that's why, honestly. You got the long-range sharpshooters for the size, but potentially some aggression in the mid also. It's just got a lot of opportunity in that regard. I want to see a Kaze ban. It's kind of really up there as Reject's #1 brawler, so regardless of that coin toss, I think that Heretics can't really take the risk. But I'm just honestly got to make a statement here that Lou dropping off so heavily out of hot zones comes a massive shock to me. I mean, earlier today, seeing it not banned, not picked, and I can't remember the last time that that's ever been a thing. I mean, it's just kind of wild to see a world where Lou is not heavily considered in this game mode.
It's interesting for sure because I feel like we have so many capable mids right now. I think somebody like Finks comes to mind, right? When you drop that super, it's just overwhelming. It slows down the shots of the other team, speeds up yours, so it just makes control really easy. Lose somebody into a brawlers like Hank, though, makes a lot of sense to me. I think it's not out of the realm of possibilities, but to your point, certainly not showing its stuff in scrims leading up to this event from our top teams.
People, Hank, Ziggy, I mean, these are brawlers which I expect to see, quite honestly. Berry, Juju. I mean, Juju coming forwards as well has been a great brawler which has been drifting away but now coming back. Well, we saw earlier a fantastic ask from Revenant, bringing in the Amber as an answer. I thought was really, really smart. So Juju's good, but it really cannot be picked too early because it was a massive thorn in the size of SSG there. It's just dangerous to kind of rely on those bushes.
Well, while we're waiting for this next draft to queue up, might as well check in with our good friend Barney. I believe he's waiting by the gift shop.
Welcome to what is arguably the most important area of DreamHack. It's of course our Brawlstars gift shop. This is absolutely phenomenal the way this has all been decked out, and this is where you can get all of your Brawlstars goodies, and of course you can't get these that often, so make sure you get down to the next DreamHack that you have available, because we've got keychains, we've got bags, we've got t-shirts, we've got incredible tops. The merch is absolutely phenomenal over here. Don't forget the bucket hats. Make sure the next time you're at DreamHack, you come down here, you check it out. But for now, there is still one more match left to play to end out day one of the Brawl Stars World Finals. And I've got to go and check it out. So, see ya.
Very cool to see, and I've got to say as well, some organisation shirts there. I saw a Reply Totem shirt in the background. I think it's really, really awesome for Brawl esports and Brawl merch in general. Who doesn't love it? But I think it's going to make a big difference to the scene to have that at more events, honestly.
I mean, I'm glancing over there right now. There's a huge line. I do see the jerseys as well. Plenty of people in the audience have been rocking them for various teams. We got a photo booth going down. It's been an absolute blast. DreamHack Stockholm, great time. If you'll ever get the opportunity to find yourselves at a Brawl Stars LAN, it will be worth it. Inside of this match, though, Team Heretics finding themselves in a troubling situation. They've only picked up one set total in the entire day. Reply Totem getting the better of them 3-1 earlier. It's an interesting spot for both of these teams, I would say, in the sense that their resumes are pretty similar on the year. #2 seed from East Asia and Reject, #3 seed in Team Heretics, very similar in seeding, 1 grand finals apiece. In terms of consistency, they just couldn't quite get over the hump of top teams. Teams like SK Gaming for Team Heretics, for example, Humble are defending world champions who even just pulled off a W earlier today, and Zeta Division, who lost as well, got the best of Reject. Like you mentioned, who knows what's going to happen today? I'm just along for the ride.
I mean, so many unexpected results, and I feel like there's going to be many more still to come. But like you say, I just can't imagine seeing players like Lenan, players like iChaos being grouped. I mean, it's just absolutely unheard of. It's just the first step. Plenty of time in this series to make a much more closer affair. Dueling Beetles, though, it is a very tough map in terms of draft, in terms of how it plays out. Do you keep the grass? Do you try to take it away? Do you keep the sides? It's very much open to a lot of troublesome brawlers.
Yeah, dealer's choice for a lot of these maps right now. I think that's something we've all found throughout this meta. So we're going to look at this. There's Lou actually in that ban stage, a thrower in Barley, Juju out of the equation. So curious to see if something like a Berry composition comes through here, especially with Barley gone. I wonder if that's what Team Heretics' intention are. Pam also, of course, one of the most played, kind of above and beyond, I would say, played the most by overall from our teams at scrims, but you never know. That's kind of what my mind goes to after reading the bans, though.
Yeah, Hank left open as well. That could be a nice brawler to, yeah, exactly, combine with that. I mean, those heals as well, if they choose to apply them in the later stages, going to go quite a long way there. So good to see the Kaze ban from Team Heretics also. Again, Reject are just too dangerous with that particular brawler, but I love your shout with the Pam. I really want to see it come through. And that does leave a question as to, like, with 2 throwers being banned, how do you deal with that healing station in an easy way? My answer to that would probably be Ziggy. Not banned in this instance, worked out pretty well today for the most part, and in this particular map, I think he gets some good value.
The thrower economy is at a pretty high right now. If you had stocks in that position, they're certainly doing better than they used to be. There's the Pam that we've mentioned several times. Just from my POV and just from watching these teams, I would call it the only tier 1 brawler, if you will. It's just been played so much more by the teams overall than other brawlers. Obviously, that doesn't include things like the ban stage, which we unfortunately can't track when you're watching these guys live, but certainly a brawler that is deadly. I think at casual games at home, you might not appreciate as much what Pam can do, but trust me, with that hypercharge and the Scrap Sucker gadget, shuts down tanks really well, gains control. It's really hard to bring down Pam, and because it's hard to bring down Pam, it's hard to bring down the healing turret. It just overwhelms you.
Berry off the hands, so Heretics can't combine that with the Hank. I'd like to see a Ruffs maybe to be able to have that break, because that could be an opportunity to be able to get an early access to that healing station. Something on that lines all the Ziggy, but it's not really a Team Heretics kind of brawler pick, at least in terms of their scrims, unless it's a back pocket idea. But that Berry pick, it's a smart one for a Reject. I like seeing this from teams where they are just able just to take away something that would have really helped their opposition and double heal. I mean, for Reject in this kind of game mode, that's kind of crucial.
Team Heretics on their side now can get, yeah, that's exactly what I was going. Meeple, I think, is a big grab right here. So it's difficult to bring down Pam. So many health points. But what I do really like in general for most maps is Hank plus Meeple. We saw it earlier, but when you combine the gadget of Meeple, the cube castle goes really well with Hank because it gets free shots in the middle. You're sitting there, you can't move, Hank gets free Ws, he charges up that bubble, can immediately burst at you. So I really like that combination in general. I do think it's going to be hard into the health points of Pam, but I do like it into Barry in particular.
The only reservation I have is, like, now that the gadget kind of dissipates so quickly, the Hank can't necessarily kind of charge up as much as it used to. It's kind of why Meeple's in a better spot. But Griff, yeah, breaking things open I think is kind of wise here, whether it was with the Ruffs or whether it's with the Griff. It's definitely not kind of brawler that you see every day in the current meta, no doubt about it. But I think that it can work quite well to give them some breathing space. In this kind of map, dueling beetles can be quite claustrophobic, so I think that's not the worst of ideas. The Rejects have got such a heal-based idea going on that Heretics, with no speed, no kind of like healing in that respect, it's going to be quite a tough ask to be able to break the will here of Rejects, and they've got a third ball.
Seems like a creative solution to gain DPS and a quick one at that. So now they can break walls with Griff, and on top of that, especially into the healing of somebody like Pam and Barry, you can't give them an opportunity to sit around for a while. You have to bring them down quickly. Griff can certainly do that. Draco, though, does have an indestructible gadget, which can't bring him down, and of course does really well into Hank. It's one of the better options. Now you pair that with a healing station of Pam and a thrower and support brawler like Barry. Nasty combination.
Yeah, Draco often left out, often forgotten at the moment. Just not even sure necessarily why too much, as it was such a dominant brawler in the meta. The hypercharge, of course, being one of Draco's best displays of action. But here's Lenon really making use of this gadget while it's here. One tap, and now a second, plus the throw of his own gadget onto the shoe. That's a very healthy start here for Team Heretics.
Until Melty can charge up a super, it's going to be really difficult here in the march forward. Batman there to assist his teammates with heals. Now through the walls, a big burst of damage, going for 2! iChaos slaying opponents early.
Really nice. A healing station in the back spawn. How often do you see that on the Pam side? Now, hypercharge of Batman coming forwards, but he almost goes down himself in the process. Nonetheless, the ice cream will still litter the map for his teammates melting up from the last stand, but immediately iChaos responds for a double, and now Heretics are starting to get their act together.
Just disgusting combination. The super from Meeple, the supers from iChaos, I bet his DPS is through the roof right now. Melty, the flamethrower, can't even walk forward. Oh, and through the wall as well, pushes him back. A double kill at a Team Heretics, putting on a clinic here in set number 2.
Yeah, it really is, absolutely so. Shu goes down immediately, just 3% on the zone for Rejects. Heretics have absolutely steamrolled this game, and it couldn't have come at a better time. They have really woken up in this set.
Reject couldn't even muster 5 percentage points, let alone double digits. Unbelievable stuff. All day long, though, we've seen good adjustments out of teams. Not ruling out Reject, but man, that was strong stuff coming out of Team Heretics.
Have they still got the draft diff? Was it just a lucky break that gave them the momentum moving forwards? Let's find out, because I still think that Rejects have got some good ideas going here. It is just that 3%. Now will it be 4? They've already done more than the last game. It's a good start. But for me, Heretics have got the positioning in a very good spot. Lenan very low here, but IKEA's going to come in for his team, keep Batman low, and he's going to have to survive on his own healing there.
Great backup coming out of IKEA. Melty once again trapped. Hurdled around the healing station, but they can pierce through the wall. Zard doing his best. Hypercharge, not enough. Lenas shuts that down, and already 3x what Reject have in percentage points.
Great positioning from Heretics now. Full HPs all round. Zar trying to connect to get the maximum value from this hypercharge, but no super off the back of it. A gadget goes out yet again. It's forcing Batman to the right. Shoot to the left. Melty forcing his way forwards, but shut down yet again by IKEA.
Unbelievable stuff coming out of IKEA. Frag after frag brings down the beefy Pam, and now Draco trying to force his way up the middle. The flamethrower going out. Lena popping hypercharge. Super for IKEA. It's a takedown. Batman trying to play against him, but he's just a support brawler. What's a lone berry supposed to do?
Zar continuing to tap into shoot. That healing station went down immediately. He stays on his feet. There's a chance. The helping hand of Batman is good, and Shoot can stay on the zone whilst semi-protected here. Goes down now, but Zar from the right-hand side has got the hypercharge in motion, getting some good taps. Rejects trying to make up for lost time here. They're doing well, but they cannot move off this zone. Heretics only require 12%.
Reject have to hold this line. Zar as a squishy brawler could struggle. Melty in hot pursuit of Lena. Wants the smoke on that right-hand side. Zar going to cut it off entirely. Now they can march on the left-hand end. IKEA, hypercharge super. Click, no takedown. Heals galore between the healing station. Yet another one. Not enough though. Survives the onslaught. Reject climbing their way up to 100 as Team Heretics loses its last member. Don't count out Reject just yet.
That is some serious composure. Reject being so far behind and knowing how important it was to stay standing. How much more did IKEA have to do there? He was going crazy and it still wasn't enough. And now a very dangerous scenario here for Heretics. They could be in danger of going 2 sets down despite what is clearly a very worthy comp, a great draft. It didn't work. And I don't think it was much more than Rejects fighting back.
In game number 1, Reject never got up and running. IKEA had his way. Game 2, despite the insane amount of hypercharges and supers, they couldn't cut through the heals of both Barry and Pam. If Reject can get this turret established, Batman cycling supers like we see right now, it could be ruthless.
Great double connection there from Lenan. Melty staying in the middle, but IKEA now have a lovely connection with the cashback. And there's a hypercharge as well from Lenan. Support from Zar. This is looking good. It's neck and neck, it must be said. Melty being scrutinized in that mid. And Zar finds a tap onto Batman whilst he's using super from left to right. Last down again from Melty. But again, these heals are so suppressive from Reject.
Reject have moved their way up the middle of the map. Zar, a sitting duck, throws down that gadget, but won't get a kill. And it's just Team Heretics slowly cycling depths. Lenan knows he has to act now. IKEA popping a hypercharge of his own. Plenty of damage, but will it equate to kills? No, it does not. Flamethrower up the middle of the map, and Lenan will lose both his teammates once again.
This is a really rough spot for Team Heretics. I can't lie. Zar fires down the super, gets some good shots at the Batman. That's key. Now his team can push forwards. Melty has the flicks of flame coming out, but shouldn't be left alone now. He's in a 1 versus 3. A very tough ask. If Lenan can stay standing here with the help of Zar, there is hope still, but it's running slim. What a great gadget to shut that Pam off.
Had to cut him off, and more importantly, it buys time. Zar rotating right. IKEA there to assist versus Melty. They brought down the beefy Hank on the right hand, and Chaos off to the races. He's trying to do his best to push forward, but can't. It's Reject terrorizing Team Heretics. Reject now up 2-0.
For EMEA, they are running out of time in this series. And Heretics know it. We need to see more. I've been really impressed with seeing how we saw Reject earlier versus now. They really have risen to the occasion. They know how much this means to them. So getting this one right, staying in the competition, it's so crucial. And you can just see how much the competition's elevated from previous years. You know, these are world-class players that have been around since even beta of Brawl. IKEA, Lenan, and Zar. and they're in danger of getting grouped.
We talked about how Loud had more LAN experience by a mile than Reject. This is the exact same situation, if not even more possibly. I mean, iChaos has qualified every single World Final there's ever been. Lana, Czar have been around for a long time. The fact that Reject, first-timer Bataman are getting the best of them right now is a shocker. And if they won, would it shock me? No. But the fact that they're doing it in a 2-0 lead, the fact that they were down tremendous in that game number 1, 3% is all they could grab. And off the backs of that, 2 straight games. Fantastic performance, and now they're just 1 away from entering day 2.
It just feels like, to me, Reject are much more in control of their mental right now. You know, especially, like you say, that 3% game to start things off in that set and to bounce back, to really demonstrate that they can run it the distance. It's commendable. Let's see, though. Will Reject sweep this? Will it go the distance? I hope for us like it goes the distance, because I feel there's more left. There's still more left in the tank for Heretics. They started to really get their act together in that game, but it just wasn't enough. But this set is the most important the Heretics have played all year long. This drop has got to be a winning one.
Focused on that objective, that's all you can say. In that game number 1, they were bragging, they had more kills to win the set. It did not matter. If you have a strong strategy and keep your mind on the objective, that is all that counts for anybody trying to pursue any kind of Brawl esports career, trying to do your best in ranked with all those bad randoms. Just remember, it's not always about that KD. Sometimes it's about getting the job done, and Reject put on a great example of that in that set 2. And in set number 3, on a new map and mode, Team Heretics have to reset. They have to be perfect the rest of the way.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, yeah, let's pause here.
Whoa! That's the best thing in the game!
Is that an ultra legendary item? I'm pretty sure it is, right?
That's wild that they managed to get that. I didn't see that coming, I've got to be honest.
Oh, I absolutely did not see that coming. That was creative, to say the least.
Fair play. Well, the bans are in Tick, Gray, and the Brock to the Mina, the Juju, and the Gene. So Meepo still very much open here. It's going to be the first pick. Yeah, I feel like that's a good one for Heretics. It's going to be making it count a little bit more this time round. I'm looking at brawlers like Ollie now, Byron to be able to combine with that could be a good shout. Jae-Young as well, not out of the question in maps like this, a great support brawler. And I think the Grey ban, quite important here. It puts throwers potentially as an option.
King of Cubes has to be in this. I mean, especially on a map like New Horizons, it's a phenomenal choice. It's somebody that we talked about pre-show, that we alluded to. We're going to see this guy's name called out a lot. I imagine his win rate's pretty good. I haven't been crunching the numbers live. I'm sure somebody at home has, and let us know in the chat. But this is a brawler that I expect to do well this weekend. To match it, though, there is potential for wall break, but more importantly, a dog treat paired with Ollie means a free hypercharge, and that's why Ruff shows up so much at a professional level.
Max, Hank, Bell, these are ideas that Heretics might gravitate towards, and I just worry a little bit about the Hank. They've used it in both their previous sets. It hasn't worked out. Do they continue to try it? With the Max, I can understand it, but I think that if they do go Hank here, it's definitely a rough time when you've just not been able to break through the might of Reject. Ziggy gonna come in for Team Heretics. Quite like it. Angelo's still open here as well. Got to bear that one in mind here. Squeak potentially here for control. What are your thoughts on Ziggy in Knockout? What, in terms of the mode, does it bring?
You know, to me, Ziggy strikes me as a control-oriented brawler, but it really feels like our professional teams don't treat him that way. He showed up even on Brawl Ball today, so honestly, it shocks me a little bit, but his buff was so big that I did expect his name to be called out a lot. I feel like I'm still kind of piecing it together, right? Outside of scrims, we haven't seen him in live competition, so it's just one of those things where I'm trying to figure it out kind of alongside you. With the Hank, though, now we've once again got that combination. Meeple plus Hank, Cube Castle plus Hank Bubble, and now you have a thrower to pair alongside it. Kit as the last selection, though, not only a fun one, but the Fesky Feline is definitely a menace to be worked with, especially on those one-on-one matchups into somebody like Ziggy, into somebody like Meeple, can shred through him quite quickly.
I just don't know how I feel about it. It should work, you know, every single time, but Reject just seem to be okay with it. You know, every set so far has been Meeple, Hank. They haven't seemed to show a sign of being bothered. They keep adapting, and that's what's scary about this situation. Reject 2 steps ahead. Team Heretics of EMEA are on the brink here. They've got to do better. They've got to bring this back and give better fight.
Team Heretics clustered together on that right-hand side. Bataman there to assist on the backpack of Shu. Now Ollie will march forward. A pseudo thrower on the left hand and won't quite get trapped, but it will allow Team Heretics space. To your point, Team Heretics have gotten their way every single time. It seems that Reject are unafflicted by this Hank Meeple combo, despite how lethal it has been in practices.
Nan just going to be chilling on that right-hand side, keeping Melty and Shu forced into this mid to channel him in favor of his teammates Zar and Chaos. Lightning leads the strike here, as now Shu pushing his right-hand side lane. Great gadget. Despite that kick connection, it's already forced back the Ollie, and that exposes Melty, but staying behind the sandbag, safe and sounds, the gas closes in. These yarn balls are starting to connect. Zar has 95 HP, and down goes Chaos. He's going to leave Lenan alone on his own surely here, but Zar stays alive. Not for long. Rejects come out strong and leave all three men standing.
It's a tough look. Certainly not what you expect out of a caliber of a roster in Team Heretics. EMEA's number 3 have a lot of work to do, getting closer and closer to the brink of destruction, and to a major upset, into an 0-2 for their 2025 World Finals.
Again, this is dangerous. Hypercharges are available to Reject, and Zar puts his one down now on this left-hand side, forcing straight towards the roughs, but not able to find the connection. Ziggy Super out, evaded by Shu, and Batterman on this right-hand side. Don't seem very much deterred by what Heretics are throwing at them right now.
Reject just continue to open up this map as well. The more time that goes on, the more rounds, it's just going to play into their cards. Somebody like Lena can't strike if he doesn't have walls. Chaos just going to be a sitting duck in the middle of the map if they do that. Meeple, of course, by no means a long-range option.
Here's Shu, it's dangerous, and there's the hypercharge of the ELE forced out by the gadget, but Lenan is effective for the Hypnosis. Goes down now. It's the 3 versus 2. Zar and Chaos alone now, and against the odds, Zar low, and now Chaos surely going to fall as well. Reject are storming this ahead. They're on match point.
Just doesn't feel like there's enough damage to go around on this Team Heretics side. They have to find ways to get kills. They're getting shots on the board, but when the walls come down, when the map opens up, Hank gets you one shot and then he has a long reload. Meeple, even if he hits all 3 shots, into somebody like Ollie, especially with Kit on his back, no shot he can grab a kill. Ziggy, it's going to take a little bit too. They just have to be focused as a team onto any of these individual brawlers. Otherwise, they're going to be lacking in numbers the whole way through.
None trying to find a connection of this Kit, but can't seem to find it. And immediately, as quickly as that, now the support of this Ollie is there. The Heretics, they're stuck inside their own heads currently. Chaos down to 900, and there's the stealing of it by Melty. The 3 versus 2 now. The odds are heavily in Reject's favor, but this is a great moment for Zar to bring back some fight. 2 versus 2 now, keeping Heretics alive in this question.
Added benefit of Lena cutting through those sandbags as well. I don't think Reject are going to be on their back heels for too long, but Zar has a hypercharge available, a super more importantly alongside it. But the longer this goes, the more it becomes an open range affair. You take these walls on the left and right-hand side out of the equation, but he's going to add 2 walls of his own. Entire box in the middle of this map. Zar trying to assist, Shu jumping just to stay out of harm's way, but a hypercharge going down. He's going for the extra damage. Sandbags up. Any form of defense would help Reject here. Shu falls down to 683. Somehow they've grabbed a kill. 1v1 interaction, and Melty clutches up. Reject do it once again.
That could have been a massive moment for Zar. You can see how much he's trying to keep his team alive. A tough one for Lenan. Couldn't really go for the heal up. Was forced to stay low HP, but now the hypercharge comes in. It's going to be massive as the Hypnosis affects Lenan. He goes down. It's going to be a 3 versus 2. Oh, double Hypnosis, and it's goodbye to EMEA. Reject steal it. Unreal.
Not just the win, a dominant showing out of East Asia's number 2. In the group of death, we've already found our first victim, but I'm sure most of the world wasn't expecting EMEA's number 3 of Zar, Lena, and Chaos to go down this early. What a marquee victory for the careers of this East Asian roster.